Every day, we throw something away. From those soft drink and water bottles, old toothbrushes, torn t shirts, tin cans, diapers, scraps of food, packaging from that new headset or mobile, plenty of papers and envelopes, magazines and newspapers, even old appliances and furniture. You get the picture. And if you thought that was a lot, it gets worse. Think about all the businesses, offices, schools, hospitals and clinics, hotels, restaurants, shops that throw away stuff too. Where does it all go? What are the issues that come with it? And who deals with it all? This mammoth task is that of the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority. And every day, their job is to ensure the safe and proper collection and disposal of solid waste from every street corner, every community, every village, and every town in St. Lucia. The authority manages contractors who are obligated to haul solid waste from residents and institutions, waste generated by town and village councils, and biomedical waste from hospitals and health centers. Waste is disposed for landfilling at one of the two landfills owned and operated at Viewfort and Dayglow. Every day, collection vehicles traverse the country, hauling tons of waste for disposal. The hauling and disposal of solid waste and biomedical waste reflects the biggest cost to the authority, but this is merely a tiny part of their work. This is Gavin Jones, and his role in the process is where it all starts.
Well, the day starts by us first getting to the yard where the trucks are, and then you check your truck, you do a spot check of the truck to make sure that it is safe and ready for operation, and then we are dispatched to our route. We are responsible for residential waste and also all government institutions such as schools, hospitals, health centers, and that sort of thing. There are two gentlemen on the truck. They are called side loaders, and their responsibilities are to pick up the waste and put it in the truck. If there's anything on the ground, their responsibility is to rake it and also place it in the truck.
All trucks hauling waste into the facility are weighed on a device known as the weighbridge. An operator takes the reading using computer software to input and store information about waste entering the landfill. Information captured include weight of waste, origin of waste, type of waste, vehicle type and registration number, and the driver's name. The weighbridge and where the operator is stationed is called the scale house and is part of what is known as the site service area, which also comprises of the maintenance area and emergency bay should any unforeseen events occur. The tipping area is where most of the solid waste ends up. Once the waste is offloaded, an excavator or bulldozer pushes the waste, spreads it out, and finally compacts the waste. The waste is covered with soil at the end of the day to prevent rats, birds, and other vermin from getting to the waste. Covering also reduces odor and minimizes rainwater infiltration into the waste, thereby reducing the generation of leachate. Prior to exiting the landfill, if the conditions at the site is muddy, the garbage truck enter the wheel wash facility. The facility is designed to remove mud and waste from the wheels and undercarriage of vehicles leaving the site to avoid deposition of mud and waste onto the public roads. The tipping area may be the last stop for most garbage collected, but it's certainly not the last stop for all types of waste. To prevent leachate from openly collecting on the surface of the landfill, an elaborate system of pipes collect leachate and transfer it to a treatment pond in the leachate treatment area. The leachate collection area is located beneath the tipping area or area that receives waste. It comprises of underground perforated pipes at the center and perimeter of the landfill. The system is so designed to allow the extension of the pipes as the landfill is extended. The underground pipes are entrenched in a granular material and wrapped with geomembrane material. An additional 3 feet of granular material sits over the entrenched pipes and throughout the base of the tipping area. The underground perforated pipes lead to a sump where leachate is pumped out and discharged from there to the treatment area. In order to accommodate solid waste, a new layer of geomembrane or geotextile material is placed over the 3-foot layer of granular material. At the initial stage of landfilling, 3 to 4 feet of selected waste, preferably regular household waste, is required on the area along with a light compaction so that the membrane is not punctured. Compaction of waste is optional at this stage. All waste entering the site is spread, covered, and compacted. Waste is placed in various sections of the landfill, referred to as cells. Cells last approximately 2 or more weeks, after which they are capped with a layer of soil. Another critical aspect of the landfill is that of storm water management, which is critical if flooding and the resulting destruction of site property is to be avoided. The system consists of 2-year ditch, 5-year ditch, 20-year ditch, and a balancing pond. The 2-year and 5-year ditches, which are constructed for use during the first 2 years and 5 years of the landfill's operation, has been covered with waste. They were constructed as earth drains perimeters of the landfill and was designed to collect surface water and divert it to the leachate collection area. Water from the 20-year ditch serves to collect surface water and water from an active spring and discharge it into the balancing pond. Tires, on the other hand, are disposed of in a very different way in a section of the facility which houses a machine known as the tire shredder. Thousands of tires are collected here.
When the tire gets there, the truck or the van, whichever it is, takes the tires to the landfill, what you find is stockpile the tires. If they are dirty, we have to wash it out to remove every speck of mud on these tires. Then the tire is placed on the conveyor belt into the cutting area of the machine. The tires are cut into about 3-inch squares. If you notice, it will go onto the conveyor belt and into the truck. From there, we take the tires, we stockpile them on the tipping area. These shredded tires can be used as intermediate cover for the waste at the end of the day to cover the waste. We use it also as a filter layer when we do the extension of our landfill to the base of the landfill, or we can say the leachate collection area. Or we can use them in our drains on the landfill to prevent mosquitoes from breeding in that area.
Biomedical waste has its own special place as well, and that is the Biomedical Waste Management Facility. Here, waste from all the hospitals and medical clinics are brought to be treated through the process of autoclaving. Autoclaving involves the treatment of waste under elevated temperatures and high-pressure water. During the 1-hour process, waste is heated at high temperature and shredded by the machine. At the end of the operation, the treated biomedical waste is disposed of at the landfill by deep burial in demarcated cells. There's also a bulk crusher, which is a device that crushes and stores spent fluorescent lamps, whilst controlling the release of mercury vapor emissions. It consists of a vacuum-sealed container in which glass fragments collect after passing through an entry tube and crushing mechanism. The mercury content of the lamp is contained by the vacuum and trapped in a filter element. And there is a wood chipper, which is a machine used for reducing pieces of wood into wood chips of various sizes. 2 wood chippers have been donated to the authority in 2018 by the Japanese International Cooperation System. Selected green waste is diverted to the compost area for composting. Completed compost is sold to members of the public or utilized on site as cover material. Large tree trunks are given to charcoal makers. Lastly, there's the Material Recovery Facility. This facility is utilized for waste diversion initiatives. This building is used for the recovery of recyclable items from the waste, for example, paper, cardboard, glass, plastics, etc., for which it is prepared for redistribution. The Dayglow Sanitary Landfill is an environmental engineering structure scientifically designed for the safe and sound disposal of waste, and it has worked efficiently during its time. But collection and disposal of waste is not without its problems.
The observation I have is that the public do not adhere to the collection days. You find they put the waste out on non-collection days, and this creates a problem. The other problem is stray animals. So you find the waste is placed on the ground, sometimes it's not in the bin, and you find the dogs comes and make a mess.
The St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority would really like all St. Lucians to take personal responsibility for every bit of waste that is generated. Let us just think of it. If we, as much as possible, think of what we've generated and ensure that it is properly disposed of, that is placing in a bin, placing out for collection on the required collection days until it gets to the landfill, then we will see a cleaner St. Lucia.
Think for a moment that every time you dispose of waste improperly by littering, you are contributing to an already dire situation, which is seen even more evident during a natural disaster. It sounds like a line out of a climate change talking point list, but here are the facts. One of the main causes of flooding in the Castries Basin and other low-lying areas around the island is improperly disposed waste clogging our drains and blocking the free flow of water. This leads to flooding, which may result in damage and loss to property and loss of life, both human and livestock. The beautiful vista of this island is often interrupted by garbage and derelict vehicles as one traverses our roadways. The past year was therefore a period of constant reflection in order to determine and understand the cause. The management team of the authority engaged in regular strategizing sessions. Systems, processes, and procedures were revamped to suit the changing times. Technology has been employed to assist in increasing efficiency and allow staff to work smarter and increase output. This was evident through a major overhaul of the Cicero collection system that reduced repeated complaints from residents of that area. This only signals the beginning of the work required to be done by the authority to ensure that solid waste management assumes their rightful posture. That is, leading the way in solid waste management through the use of data to inform operational as well as communication and educational decision-making. Always remember, everything in our world is interconnected, and as such, how we dispose of our waste directly impacts other aspects of our lives, be it the economy through tourism or climate resilience. And herein lies a little-known fact about the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority.
St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority's primary mandate is to cause the reduction of solid waste. And while we have been looked at primarily or viewed primarily as a cleanup campaign, well, this is a minute fraction of what we do. We are responsible for the collection and transportation safely through public space to be landfill at one of our 2 landfills, which is either Daigloo or Viewford, depends on what part of the island is collected. That cost us quite a bit of money to get that done.
As a small island developing state that is economically and ecologically vulnerable, St. Lucia cannot afford another landfill.
Very often, we as residents generate items that can be repaired. And sometimes whatever is garbage for one can be treasure for another, wealth for another. And we would encourage individuals as much as possible, if there are items that can be repaired, please give them away, donate them so that persons can get these repaired, so that we don't have them accumulating in the landfill when they could be of some use for an extended period of time.
As the authority just pointed out, the urgency for alternative waste management options offer an occasion to pioneer bold and innovative changes through the recovery of resources from waste that have real and positive economic, social, and environmental impacts. In addition, we each have our part to play in reducing our waste output by becoming more responsible consumers and adopting simple behavior that can have lasting impact. So what are you going to do? Here are a few tips to help you contribute to keeping St. Lucia simply beautiful. Refuse small-use disposable items. Refuse single-use disposable items. Reduce your waste by being more conscious of what you purchase. Reuse or repurpose by getting creative and giving items a brand new look or function. Turn that glass jar into a vase. Compost banana peels and eggshells to make organic fertilizer for your home garden. Repair items instead of throwing them out. We would love to hear what you've done at your home or in your community to reduce your waste. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter, or visit our website at sluswma.org.